Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to talk about form, and we will create two examples, one with uncontrolled component and one with controlled components in React. So let me define the definition of the uncontrolled and controlled first. So for uncontrolled component, the values are managed by DOM, not React. Okay. It use ref to access them, and we use uncontrolled component in simple forms where minimal state is needed. Okay. And for controlled, it's opposite. Okay. First, let's create an example with uncontrolled. First, so in component folder, let's create a new file. Put the name uncontrolled form.js, and in here let's create a class name it uncontrolled form extend React component. Okay, let's import the React. Okay, and inside the component we need to create a constructor for it. Constructor has a parameter props, and we should call the super and put the props into the super. And for the element for the input DOM, we use the React and create the ref. Okay, so this will create a reference to the DOM from the DOM. So by using the ref to access input value from DOM, we can get the value directly instead of get element by ID in the traditional HTML. Alright, now let's create a handle submit. Okay. And in the handle submit, I will alert something, maybe a name was submitted, and the name is this input current value. Okay, and I should call the event prevent default. And now let's render the UI. Return some JDs. First is form. Okay, in the form we has the onSubmit. So in the onSubmit callback, we will call the handle submit, and inside the form we should have some field. But first we add the label. The label has name and has the input. Okay, and the input had a type text, and the reference equal this input. Okay, let's create another input for the submit button. Type equals submit. Okay, and the value is submit. So the value is the label on the button. And finally, we just export this component uncontrolled form Oh, let's go back to the app.json and add the uncontrolled form for testing. Alright, let's run the program. Okay, we have something here. We can add Jade and submit. So we have the alert with a name was submitted Jade. Okay, so that's it, the sample by using uncontrolled component. Now let's create another form with controlled component. So for the controller component, the values are managed by React via state. So we can put a state into the component for managing, and we sync with user input. Okay, and controller component used for complex forms needed validation or real-time update. Okay, so let's create an example for controller component. Okay, let's create a new file, controller form.js, and class controlled form stain React component. Okay, also import the React. Okay, and inside this we must also have a constructor with props also, and call the super with the props. And now instead of create a reference to the DOM, we will create our state. Okay, this state equal an object with just a full name. Okay. Okay, I think we should do the same with the previous one, so you can see the difference. Okay, value. All right, and now let's create the handle change. Let's submit the change. Okay, when change state, when the input change, we'll set the state. Okay, set the state to change the state. Okay, just select view the value event target. No, event okay, target value. And also create the handle for submitting. Okay, event, and just alert name was submitted. And now instead of using the input, we use the state with the value, and event prevent before. Okay, let me explain a little bit about the event prevent default. So this method, this calling method, like to prevent the behavior of the browser. Okay, like maybe the behavior, the browser will be create a request and refresh the page when we press the submit. Okay, so we need to prevent that action, right? That action will reload your page, so we need to prevent that. Okay, and let's continue. Render, return the form. Okay, like copy this one for fast. Alright, on submit we have the same handle submit, and for the right now, because we will because because after we set the state, the UI will the component will be re-render. So we need to set the value when initialize the view. So we need to set the value to the state value here when it re-render the component again. Okay, and in here for not ref, we change it to on change. So now when on change, we call handle change function. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the app and control it. No, I forgot to export before control form. Okay, control it form, save it, and go back to the symbol AA, submit. Okay, you see we have AA. And another thing I want to share that for the form that have the input that need to get a file on your system, on your local file, you need to you must use the uncontrolled form. Okay, you must use the uncontrolled form because the value from file can only be set by user, not programmatically. Okay, so always. So when the input type is the file like this. Okay. Alright, in here, file. Alright, you see the file here. We cannot set by the programmatically, but just only user can do that. So when a form has this type of field, we need to use the uncontrolled form. Alright, I think that's all for this video, and if you have any question, please comment below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.